Hello and welcome to another episode of We Should Code. Today we're going to be doing introduction to for loops. So as part of our initial guide for loops, we're going to talk about when you want to use a for loop. So anytime the number of iterations is known, that's when you're going to use a for loop. Okay? Anytime you want to iterate over a sequence of lists, strings, or arrays, you want to utilize a for loop. Okay? Here is a visual example of a for loop for you to look at. Okay? And it's a flowchart there as well. But you have your for statement, your initialization condition, your condition for testing, and then your decrement or increment statement. Okay? In our flowchart here, we have our initialization condition, where you're initializing the variable in use and indicating the beginning of the loop. Here you can declare or use an already declared variable. Next we have the condition evaluated position. This tests for the exit of the for loop, and it must return either a true or false Boolean value. Next we have the decrement or increment statement, which allows for updating the variable iteration by iteration. Then lastly you have your end of loop or declaration of false, where after you iterate so many times, eventually the condition will be false and the loop will end. Okay? Here we have an example of a for loop in Java, where we have our public class declared, then we have our static main method declared, and then as you can see, something very familiar, our for loop is declared here. And basically with this for loop, this is saying to you that this is going to run at least 5 times from values 1 through 5. And though this is a Java example, you can use a for loop in C languages and JavaScript, and it will look very similar to this. Okay? For loops have better functionality overall, I would say, because they are on one line, okay, as opposed to a while loop or if and else statement, which we'll get into later in later videos. Also, it's seen as being easier to debug and figure out any issues that you may have while trying to use a for loop. And that has been our discussion on for loops, or introduction to for loops. Please like and subscribe to our channel for more content. We're going to go through all the data structures, algorithms, syntax for Java, JavaScript, Python down the road. So stick with us, we're going places, okay? And Jets needs friends, so please like and subscribe, and check out our book on Amazon, The Little Robot That Could. Guys, take care.